Hi, my name is Dee. Thank you for joining me. We're going to talk about Summer Wells and all the different characters that are around her. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share.
So they didn't take your phone. That's really bad police work if that's true. Because if
They did not take my phone.
Hunter's saying you text, it's done, and you're going to tell us that your phone.
They didn't take my phone.
Then that's ridiculous. If that's true, that's ridiculous.
She still has one of those phones now.
On the 15th.
They had your phone on the 15th?
They took my phone and dipped it on the 15th.
Okay. Why would they take your phone and not take my phone?
They dipped everybody's phone.
They didn't take my phone. They didn't take Jody Sue's phone. They didn't take Boogie's phone. They didn't take nothing. No, they did not. They didn't take my phone. They didn't take her phone.
I mean, I know who's saying that they found phones and stuff, and ones that searched my camper and stuff, tore the walls out, everything, looking for everything.
Nobody's came at me to question me. Nothing. And I've not been hiding. Every year since I've left, I've had to go to court at least one time a year. I mean, I don't know if that was on the 15th. I mean, she knows when the last time I seen Summer was.
But
it was the 14th or the 13th.
What about on the 15th? Why did she, on that night, why did she ask you, did you see her up there today? Were you on the hill on the 15th?
I was across the hill on the 15th after I got home, after 6:30, when people was looking for Summer. I went across the top of the hill to talk to Don and Candace, and then I went back over to my hill, or back down to the valley to help hunt. I went there before. I was not around Ben Hill Road, the shed, or any of that right there until at least 6:30. I had nothing to do with the little girl getting gone. I had everything to do with selling them a little bit of weed. But other than that, that's my guilt. Weed to the neighbors is my guilt.
I suspect there's a lot of evidence that they didn't get, as in several phones. And there's probably more electronics they didn't get because they weren't looking for them. I bet you they didn't check the green Suburban truck either. I think there's a lot of evidence that they didn't collect.
If the officials, fellow people, media.
Continued hints of narcissism aren't so subtle. The top 9 narcissistic traits: grandiosity, which is an exaggerated sense of self-importance, excessive need for admiration, superficial and exploitative relationships, lack of empathy, identity disturbance, difficulty with attachment and dependency, chronic feelings of emptiness and boredom, vulnerability to life transitions. How many of these traits do you think fits Jody Sue, or Jody Sue fits these traits? Now, most of us have heard Jody Sue for well over 2 years now, and I'm no doctor, but it is what it is. And we have seen what we've seen, and we have heard what we've heard. And when you know...
Wherever else, for those of us who, actually lived in there and witnessed certain things and know certain things that apparently even meteors obviously not aware of, or
that grandiosity is such a bitch, ain't it?
Is trying to meteor up. I don't know, but
she thinks she's smarter than the TBI, the FBI, and the CIA.
I guess she has permission, then, So,
Look at her practice blunt force drama.
I guess today's just going to be one of those days where I feel comfortable enough to, well, I guess that means it's okay to speak according to them down yonder and the meteor and
Jody Sue doesn't like Tim. A lot of my subscribers say they can't understand her. I can understand her just fine. I hear every word she says, arcane or not.
it's okay for the witnesses and those who lived in to add to or
Grandiosity, strike two.
the truth around certain things they lived in and around and whatever, unlike the meteor. You know, let's see what's happened. Oh my God, it's been forever. Oh dear. Oh my God, yeah, 40 minutes ago. Okay, so Piss Pad's like, this stuff with TT. TT's saying shit like, be careful with JSB. I got in touch with the cousin I told you about. He knows her well. Also, Andy. I don't trust none of these people, even my own blood.
All that drama and all that terrorizing, it don't have to come to her. She goes to find it. Digging in everybody's content. Digging in everybody's notes.
Feel like Andy has a right to have an opinion and also come onto YouTube and also share his opinion. It's obviously making Jody feel a certain way.
Now, everybody don't like listening what's actually happening, and I know you've spent enough time in these streets watching for several years. It is not an opinion. Opinions are one thing. His on Fred and the others, life, whatever. I don't give a shit. That's fine. All day and day. What is not fun is using this group, like I know this one, most of the world's aware of, to continue to target, fuck with, abuse, emotionally, psychologically, and bring danger, you know. So anyway, it ain't me feeling some type of way about his opinion on certain things. It's abuse being done online with these creators and others, behind the scenes and in front of the world, for several years after I've already survived almost 3 decades of it. Had me feeling some type of way. I'll tell you. With orders in place too, ain't that something?
Grandiosity, strike three. You're a narcissist.
I wasn't picking it up. My radar wasn't picking it up because it was so gradual. So, under the protest of my care team, here I am, and I'm here for me to get this out there, to make sure that I've done everything I can do to protect everybody I can. And I'm here because I care about all of you. Legitimately, honestly, I do. And so, here we go. So, 7 weeks back, when Tiffany and Benny suddenly became best friends with Carl, like out of the blue, it was perplexing. Not just to me, but to a lot of people. Everybody was kind of like, what? Now, when something looks weird, there's probably a reason. That's just not something that just happens. That is an oddity. Oddities are interesting. I feel obligated to share this information with you, all of you, because you all have the right to know what's going on, and you all are in danger. So this is going to be a little bit difficult to explain. This is multifaceted. It's so, it's this huge spiderweb thing. And if it's not making sense, you might want to come back and listen a couple other times. Take some time to just digest what I'm telling you here. And I hope that you do that and that you listen to me and look back at the past couple of weeks, just everything that's happened. And I hope that you see what I have now become aware of. I'm very upset with myself because I didn't see it. I know it's not my fault, but I don't know how I didn't see it. I think the problem was that it came on so slowly that it wasn't.
That's lack of compassion, not having feelings for anyone else who might be going through the very same thing you're going through today or yesterday. Angel's over there getting terrorized and tormented by people, and you're laughing at her and making fun of her. That's not very nice. That's not what a victim advocate would do. That's no domestic violence victim advocate. That's no domestic violence victim spokesperson. She is vile and crude to sympathy for somebody else. How ruthless Jody Sue can really be. Unfortunately for some of us, being terrorized comes with the Summer Wells case. But Jody Sue don't even want anybody else to be terrorized or pimped, tragedy pimped, because she wants to do all the terrorizing and all the tragedy pimping. That's why. But we already know how she is. We saw her take the glory from a little girl that is missing. Wouldn't even let her have her own case. She had to get all involved and put her personal stuff in it. They need to put her ass in jail and throw the key away.
Usually there's something wrong. I wish I would have listened to myself about that. I wish I wouldn't have just shrugged it off as the typical shifting of alliances. I wish I had just listened to myself. But it is what it is. So this sort of attacking on me, you know, it began very subtly, kind of.
Jody Sue thinks nobody can be terrorized on YouTube except her and Little. And who's the most disrespectful of them all?
Is this Don Sherfy?
Yes, it is.
Is this junior or senior?
Senior?
Hi, sir. I'd like to ask you some questions about your son, Don Jr. I understand that the Wells, Donald and Candace Wells, are right now trying to throw him under the bus, saying that he had something to do with their daughter coming up missing. I would like to ask you, so too.
Exactly what it is. I know it is.
Absolutely. And
my son got in trouble. He made a mistake, and they're wanting to say, well, he's done this, he's done that, and because Evelyn Boswell lived close to him, 8 minutes away when she went missing and was murdered.
Who did that?
Yeah, Megan done that, and we all know it.
Yes, she did.
And they're trying to say my son had something to do with that. Well, if he did, he'd be charged with murder or something.
Absolutely.
I have been questioned by the FBI, and they have cleared me.
Nobody has been cleared in the Summer Wells case, and we all know it. That's a fact.
By the FBI, and they have cleared me. And I would like to think that since my son's got the same name I do, when they pulled us both up, they seen the charges against him. They have not needed to speak to him. They do not think he is involved with anything. He did what he did.
Isn't it strange how people from that part of the country just normalize pornography and SA just like it's nothing to them, like it's a normal part of their lives or something. The man you hear speaking is Donald Wayne Sherfy Sr. His son is currently in prison for possession of over 10 10,000 pieces of media on his phone. But he didn't receive them. He was the one sending them. Where in the hell do you get 10,000 pieces of media on your phone if no one is sending you anything?
He'll face the charges. He'll have to pay for what he did. But as far as being involved with Megan or with Summer, either one, no.
Absolutely.
The Wells are just trying to, in my personal opinion, trying to throw it off on somebody else, anybody, so it will take the look at them, so people will quit looking at them.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Well, and I'm sick of it. I mean, they've done YouTube videos about me, about my son, and...
Well, if Mr. Sharpie was sick of it then, I'm sure he'll be sick of it in the future, because it's not going to stop until we find Summer Wells. So he's in the spotlight. I hate it for him. I didn't put him there. You didn't put him there. His son's in his own spotlight.
No, he absolutely does not know way over. The only person he knows over in that community is my girlfriend and her mom. And my son, the last time he was over there was 2021. He absolutely does not know way over. The only person he knows over in that community is my girlfriend and her mom. And my son, the last time he was over there was late 2020, early 2021. He helped my other son and my grandson met us in Johnson City.
Okay.
Truck.
And so it's your girlfriend. It is your girlfriend that lives over there. Okay, that's close.
They rode up.
Okay.
Yeah. You go up in the hill when you pass Don and Candace.
Okay, that's close.
Okay.
Okay.
You go up in the hill when you pass Don and Candace. The road that my girlfriend and her mom live on.
And that's why you were down there telling them to please quit with the blowhorns and carrying on, because you guys...
I mean, they were... My girlfriend's mom is in her late 70s. She's got some medical problems. And all they do when they get down there on the bullhorn and protest, it echoes up and hollers. And it just gets on her nerves, and then she's a nervous wreck.
About a red Toyota pickup truck. Donald Wayne Sharpie Jr.'s brother took a truck from Tennessee to Kentucky and took the plates off of it and registered it in Kentucky on June the 21st, 2021, less than 1 week after Summer Wells was reported missing. And it was a Toyota pickup that he took to Kentucky. Is Marlena Crawford's old man, baby daddy / husband / boyfriend. His name is Chad Daniel Hayes. This guy is his brother, and his name is Bradley Eugene Hayes. And he is registered as a violent criminal in the RSO registry. Huh? More coincidences in the Summer Wells case. Another Chad and another Brad. I don't sugarcoat anything. Well, they should have kept their dicks in their pants and their hands to themselves. I don't feel sorry for them. They should have made that decision when they committed the crime. If people said the crap they said about Jody Sue, if it was me, I'd have run away a long time ago. If people said the shit that they say about Candace Bly, I would have run away a long time ago. They're here to make bread. Pepperidge Farm knows, remember? They both never even mentioned Summer Wells on their platforms. Why are they here? Why?
Well, thank you, Kels, for coming into the live today. Oh, you have. Yes, my heart goes up for you. Thank you. I do too, and I pray for Sebastian as well and that family. I wish there was a way I could explain to them how bad YouTube can get for them. Good morning. Well, thank you everybody for coming in and hanging out. Give me a bright light right above the table. Specify light source. I couldn't tell. It was a box. An overhead lamp. No, I'm not allowed to, which is very sad. It was at least 2 or 3 meters above. Dom's doing okay, Evil. He's working. He's trying to keep it together. He's been doing really good. I'm really proud of him.
What about Summer Wells, Candace? And Jody Sue?
They did not take my phone.
Hunter's saying you text, it's done, and you're going to tell us that your phone.
They didn't take my phone.
Fly high, little angel, your freedom never ends. We're glad you got away from where it all began.
And have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend.